I'm not surprised, and I can handle it, and I'll handle it my way, how I want to handle it, when I want to handle it. That just reconstructs your whole brain. It's
Yep.
because I figured I was so rigid,
Yeah.
in my cerebral biokinetic movements. I just wanted to move mentally and physically the same way that was comfortable, and then you just keep getting inconvenienced, and then you're just TO'd all the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I hit the live button just because I thought the comments you were saying should be shared with others, as they were candid and organic, and also give us just a glimpse into your mind as you really are. And so we're welcoming the people as they're trickling in. Miles and I were both in our cars at the original start time, and he is still in his car. And I hope that means that he is going to finally be able to bring groceries home to his family. Would hate to come home without groceries.
yeah, sometimes the best I can do. There's a taqueria shop right here, and it's pretty good. It's like a line out the door because all of the yuppies have never had good northern Mexican cuisine. They're just but after 9 o'clock it dies down, and then I sometimes bring back pescados,
Some kind of
mariscos.
treat. So they're still excited to see you by the time you get back.
Yeah, I have some little Santa bag or some trinket.
Well, cool. All right, Miles. I have found the questions I wanted to ask you. And how much time do you want to give to this so that I can manage best use of our time?
However long they normally do. I don't want to rush it either. So
okay. Well, just tell me when you're getting to the
where it's at.
Okay. Tell me when you get to the point where you're tired of being in your car, or it's cold, or you have to pee or something, and give me like a 10-minute warning of I'm getting tired of talking to you now, and then we'll shape the ending.
I used to live in my car, so it's pretty hard to get bored of it.
I mean, dude, I imagine your lived-in car experience was a little more comfortable than mine, but I did have a desert, I had about 6 weeks where I left San Diego 2 months after my partner died, and then it was starting to hit me everything was making me think of him, and I was just oh my God, I can't even be here. And so I got in my car with my dog without a plan and just drove as far east as I could get on the 10. I got very tired within an hour and a half because I was oh yeah, I'm sleep deprived and grieving and everything is exhausting. So we made it to Jocumbo, which is it's right on the border of Mexico. And it's actually where a lot of openings in the wall have been. And even when Trump said he closed all the walls, that one is still open, and people all kinds of crowds come over, and they actually just camp out in tents because they know that they're seen and they're going to be apprehended. But it's okay, that bought us 2 years maybe, although now they might get sent back and denied asylum forever because we only care about rich white immigrants, and everyone else is a terrorist, a rapist, and we need to be scared.
Yeah, I think the government has needed in those trick questions where there's a lot of things there's A through E you could fill in the bubble. They just want to make it A or B, and it's easier for them that way. But
oh man,
how long is that stretch of area? Is that a desert area that you went to?
Yeah, so it's a desert area, and it's also more highland. Your ears are gonna pop. You're gonna notice feeling dry pretty quickly because you're elevating into more a higher plateau. And Hakamba was like a very poverty-stricken town with mostly just, poor people and immigrants and a lot of random dogs wandering around that drift across from Mexico. And, you'll see like diapers or manta that they often travel with, like a manta that reminds them of home or their family. Are you having an earthquake?
I am. It's my own earthquake.
Miles
Amy
is
just
joining
made
from
fun
a
of it,
car.
me being in a car.
Miles is
We have
joining.
a big real estate issue here in the States, Amy. I don't know if you know that, but
No one can afford to live here. I moved to Nevada with the cows.
this is my office.
Yep.
We have this cool button now on Zoom where you just press it, and then I had an awesome like workspace suite by me. So just thought I'd be real honest with you guys today.
Miles is in chronic Miles is in a chronic state of being responsible for everything that goes wrong everywhere. And he's such a nice guy and probably says yes when his body's like, that's not even possible, dude. And then he does it anyway. And then he sticks to his commitments, but just at a different timeline and from different office locations.
Were you a psychic reader in a past life or something?
No, I'm probably too forward with me, like putting people in boxes. I don't enjoy diagnosing people. I don't pathologize people, but I do enjoy the Myers-Briggs or the Enneagram or astrology or metaphysical frameworks for what our souls are doing on this planet and how long we have to be here in these little meat bags, like in these roles that we apparently said yes to, knowing everything that was going to come.
The airbags, as the Tibetan monks call themselves.
And but that's personally a pragmatic, playful choice I make to engage in fun manifestation, wondering about paranormal activity, and also it just helps me to stay resilient, because if I'm like, oh yeah, I knew that there would be challenges, this isn't maybe the only life I'm going to live, maybe it is, but if I assume that it's not, I'm not going to take my tragedy so damn seriously. It's not like this is the only last time I'm ever going to fall in love or be in a body that isn't like $100,000 medical obligation for life. I did not know, maybe when I was a soul up there being like, yeah, let's give it another round, like send me to whatever family. And then I'm like, oh, this is really much more expensive than I thought it was going to be. Gas was like 50 cents the last time I had
it's a tax. It's a soul tax, real.
Yep. So Miles is actually not homeless. He is just enjoying living in his car sometimes, but he is a houseless person at times, or a carless person, but not homeless.
It's like when I got a home, I was like, I like not having a home. It's way less expensive. And hey,
thank you so much for sending me your trash water. I mean, we've got to work on your marketing plan, dude, because knowing that it's like school to prison pipeline water from the tap and all filled with chlorine and bullshit, it's not even been blessed with love, because you don't.
Yeah.
And at least come up with like some ethical or emotionally engaging backstory for why people should ever buy your water again. I mean,
I know. I knew.
Like $60 for little braided shoes because I bought into them caring about their communities. They have organic hearts.
Yeah. I used to think like Fiji probably lives in absolute paradise, and I knew the minute I tasted that, because I don't buy it too often. Pete's is right over there when I bought it, and I just knew. I was like, if I look this up, How
It's
much
a lie.
bad stuff am I going to find about Fiji? And
So
and then
did you
the worst
find?
part was that the Fiji people don't live in paradise. They
No,
they have unclean drinking
no,
water
or
and
they're
stuff
like
like
slaves
that. So
in
I was just like,
Cambodia and they're 9 years old. Like,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
they're not practicing morally or ethically sound values.
But how good is the flower with the blue translucent
They're
backdrop though?
so smart. I love this flower, and this is my favorite emoji to put on anything. It's like
Yeah,
everyone who sees this flower, they're like, "Oh, I'm thinking of a
yeah.
tropical place that has fresh rainwater and flowers and papayas and guava, and it's all healthy and all good." So give us the dirt. What did you find out about this company?
Uh, well, I mean, just off of like a regular uh, inquiry into like lawsuits and stuff and what they were paying out
What have they been
for
sued for?
just like what was provable.
Oh my God, they're
They were
liars.
they just had yeah, I can't even remember some. And then there was like they just had paid out tons of money for having like really bad carcinogenic chemicals that didn't get filtered out like in their
My
process.
God. So they're
And
not
then they
having
said they tried
third-party
to. I don't know.
testing. No, they're all like obscure about the practices that go on inside their plant. Have there been whistleblowers?
No, they're. I guess like they're crushing it, uh, in the water business still. So, you know, they can kind of feign inferiority and say we're just a big company, so these types of things happen. We'll fix
We're
it.
humans.
They do
Meanwhile,
the thing like
they're selling
that.
the most expensive water and polluting everyone, and they know it.
Yeah, we like making things expensive and trashy. Just so we can put them on the marketplace and somebody gets rich, right?
I mean,
So
we know that they're not going to recycle anything either, and dolphins end up with balloons in their belly, and the coral reefs are dying, and we have rolling blackouts in Santa Rosa. So obviously,
that was a trip.
people don't give a shit about what they're putting out into the environment. They're just like money now.
Right. Yeah, we were supposed to do this Friday, and you had like a blackout, or a heat blackout.
Dude, I was doing therapy from my car 2 blocks away, blasting the AC because all of my electronics died. Then, because I couldn't even charge them. I'm like not prepared with a. So I just went to hook everything up in my car, and I stayed like that, sweating in my driver's seat. And then, yeah, but yeah, I missed because every alarm I set to stay on schedule, it didn't work because my phone was dead.
Yeah,
In
quite
the beginning of the day.
quite the conundrum.
I wasn't on my game to anticipate that, but we were given false information because PG&E was like, oh, oops, they didn't say oops, but they were like, there has been an unexpected outage. We are doing research and the power should be back on by 9. And I'm like, what happened? Is your power plant just like melting from the heat? Like, or did you just fuck up and like, and so they never did tell us what happened. They're just like, hooray, power's back on, 9 hours later. Sorry.
Yeah, they do that here,
Gonna happen
like
to
with
me.
trees that fall on the things and stuff like
Well,
that.
at least there's a reason though.
Yeah,
Like no one hit a pole. It went out all the way to
right.
Lucky's. Like I even drove down to the grocery store to pull out some money. I couldn't even buy anything because all the cash registers were down.
Because they were out. Yeah.
Yep. So
Jeez.
I mean, it
Goodness
takes 2 seconds for our lives to crumble if someone steals our identity, if they cut the power, if there's a cyber attack, or whatever. I don't think this way all the time, but it was a good reminder that I do need to be prepared with like backup energy supplies, first aid, water, toilet paper, and some power bars at least. Because everything in the fridge is gonna die. You're like, oh damn, everything is not working just like that.
Yeah, I come down here when the power black when I didn't have a generator, and my whole fridge was. Oh yes, we will, Amy, soon. The yeah, like I had this. I need to show a picture of like my old site because nothing would fit in this like total half working trailer in the sticks, and I need. And then everything would die outside, like all the mechanics. Like it would just get scorched by the sun or destroyed by rats. Or it was a total dumpster fire, as you well know how dumpster fires go.
I sure do. And am I still with you? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
So I was curious because as I have been slowly engaging and processing your engaging with and digesting your posts or other interviews that you've done, I have some gaps of curiosities. Like it sounded like you pursued this farm life dream. You did it when needed, although I don't know if it was more of a pull factor or a push factor, like shit ended and you're like, well, now's the time. We were going to do it in 2 years, but it's happening next week. And then what have been the unforeseen? Because, you know, we have dreams and visions. Like, I absolutely want to go live in a tiny house in the middle of the forest. But then you're like, you don't always anticipate what that means. Like, you're going to have scorpions everywhere. And yes, they do glow in the dark at night. And rats and whatever big forest creatures, raccoons are going to steal your shit and eat it and leave a mess.
Right.
And whoever, like whatever termites or unanticipated electrical problem. So walk me through, you know, what happened, what you envisioned, and how you have been corrected by reality or even rewarded by reality.
It's like a constant auto correction. I think it's never like quite corrected, but it is like better understood. Like it's always perpetually better. I would say, but I haven't really written about it. There was one piece that when James HVR he did just sort of like a prompt in the Mayhem group a long time ago, probably like last year in December, and everybody just to kind of like pour whatever vibe, or if it's painful, no worries. Like it's about like just pain processing, and that was when I was in the middle of moving from where I was then to where I am now, and that was its own whole ordeal because from the start I sort of was pulled into it. Like it was kind of like one of those need to know things, where you really. I guess I had a problem with the. I mean, like most people do, I had a big issue with the government, and I had a whole problem with the system, and I had sort of done the whole like awaken your 7 chakras thing, and you know that whole spiritual awakening. A few of them. And,
I appreciate that framework too. Like really thinking about the meridians and energy flows and the chakras and different needs on Maslow's hierarchy that's translated into other cultures and languages.
Yeah, getting your kind of internal structuring right is part of that process. I think when you're young, to really forge that kind of inner stability, so you feel like you have a grasp on yourself, so you can make better sense of the world now, like as an adult. And I guess even from like at the end of high school or early college, I had always felt like I kind of was like a little bitter for a long. Actually, I still have like rage trigger, like societal bitter black pill type energy that I'm still working through because I just felt like I got sheep herded down a path that wasn't really going to bode. And now I look back on it and know that what we were talking earlier before before we went live was just about like how they don't tell you about and to their, you know, not to excuse it, but like just to the older generation's credit, I don't think they. I mean, they could have seen it. They could have just said, like, "Yo, at the dawn of the internet and before the .com bubble, regardless of whether this makes the economy or, you know, global stuff go up and down, this is going to revolutionize the way we do business. And you know, colleges may just be a big money vacuum scandal thing, and like they could have prepared us to get our feet widened, so to speak, and get ready for pivot positioning. But all of us just went to college and got loans and, you know, took on debt, and just kind of fed us into this meat grinder that literally had outlived it. I kind of compare it to like all the millions of miles of train track that they built, like, so well, they being the Chinese immigrants, and,
right, exactly.
Every other poor person
Indentured servants
dropped ship without a fucking penny to the name and
totally.
Said, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss on the show, but
no, yeah,
but like all people who are like work for a dime or like a nickel or something, and this huge infrastructure was built, and did they know it was like barely gonna like be even used like as a backwater for maybe Amazon to shuck their stuff around? Like it's not even an integral part of society anymore here, at least in our country. So I kind of felt like the human beings of the post-industrial revolution were like that. We were sort of born piggybacking off of like what was a vice grip firmament for the older generation. So all they could say was, you need to go to school, you need to get a job, you need to da da da. And that sort of did not sit well with me. And simultaneously getting into like, you know, spiritual stuff and very intuitive, you know, tribalism and, you know, the primal psyche, and, you know, going on these hypnotic regressions and things like that. DMT trips or shrooms or whatever, you know, all types of modalities to just kind of expanding the reach of perception a little bit out of that was sort of my understanding about this whole natural world, and how for most people it was all like farms and backyard homesteads and this dance with nature of, you know, raising animals or growing vegetables and then just kind of buying what you needed. And so I kind of looked up at the skyscrapers of the Bay Area with kind of like bitter resentment. And so it sort of it pulled me into the forests and the areas that I liked and I had worked on. I've been working on really nice orchards since like 10 years ago, or actually since like 2014 here and there. So I was really drawn into it. Like some of them were commercial for specific types, like citrus and avocado, but a lot of them have just year-round fruit, like persimmons in the winter.
Oh, I love persimmons.
Blood oranges and mandarins.
Yeah.
We have a ton of beautiful sanguinelli blood oranges and satsuma mandarins. Oh, the best. You can't buy them.
I don't know if I've ever had one.
They're just too sweet and juicy. I'll pick them this year. It's going to be a bumper crop because they go through a rest. They have a low yield year and then a high yield year, and they alternate.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, yeah, that was sort of my whole push into it, and then understanding how, like, to dance with nature. It's just like the ocean. It's merciless. It's not doing it to spite you. It's not trying to be mean, but you have all this, like, why is this happening to me?
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's not easy making a living, a consistent lifestyle around nature, because nature's wild and it has all kinds of pests and storms and droughts and whatever. And
Right.
James, I've been interacting with James Karkek. I can never really pronounce his last name. Karkek. He lives over in Hawaii. He has a farm. He's been tending the land for years. And most of
Cool.
the text messages I get from him on a weekly level are like, God, I'm so tired tending mercilessly to every plant here. And it is a jungle. Like, it's a jungle island. And you think you have plans for it, it will smack you sideways sometimes. And then you'll like it. And then it will rain avocados. And if you respect it, if you respect the land, the people who operate in integrity, it will, I think, respond to you. And it's a question that I actually was thinking to ask you as you're talking about entheogenic experiences, journeys, how these molecules have impacted your values or your commitments or changed your way of being. How would you describe or articulate your relationship to nature or the essence or spirit of Mother Earth, Pachamama, Gaia? Like, do you feel like you're in communication, and to what level? Like, do you think that plants might even have their own personality or identity, like spiritual, like feminine, masculine? Like, how do you experience all of that since you're living in it every day?
That's a really big and good question.
Yep, you can talk for the next 10 minutes while I organize my administrative tasks. This is now the Miles show.
It was just me like be vegetating like I don't know. I mean, that's a tough one just because I haven't predefined it. I don't know. I feel like the archetype of child, I'm definitely like I know we're in one with it and in commune with it as a sort of symbiotic force, although maybe nowadays the earth could do with a little bit less of our inputs, but
it's also, I like how that
just like
dovetails with the internal family systems model of like each person or each plant having their own little parts and personalities. We've got to shape our relationship to them to be resilient.
yeah you do have to like hyper adapt, and a lot of times we're not willing to as people.
Yep, we
like
are.
something really pressing
Mm-hmm.
has to happen like a major necessitation.
Yep.
So I'm like I like accept that I'm like this person who is like formidable and doesn't want to change, but nature does like speak to me. Like it almost like it's gonna do what it's gonna do, but I do kind of have this silent like conversation with it. Like it like she's like mother and I'm like child. But
Yes.
she's like, yo, I'll break you.
Yes.
Don't try to go after that
Yep.
without the right tools and in the middle of the night when your back is like half cracked from work. Like, don't do it. I'll destroy you. And
Mother Nature
and I say, yes, mama.
A loving, cruel mistress, and sometimes she teaches with the stick, but only because she loves you. But sometimes she got to get us in line and be like, no, you can't come and exploit the communities here by taking all of our mushrooms and then making journeys cost $1,000 for some bullshit hour or a 6-hour experience. So she will swat you. Even when I've thought of like cultivating marijuana or mushrooms or whatever, when I have ever approached it first from a perspective of like, well, how do I make a living off of this, not to exploit people, but how do I make a business? She's like, it is of the earth for the earth, and you don't get to possess it, monopolize it, control it. I will give you a bad journey.
And your crude attempt at trying to execute the function, this is a fragile, like everything is so fragile. Like if you try to raise an animal, it might die. If you raise a plant, it just dies. And it's like, try harder, like understand what you're doing before you do it. It's like such a great teacher because it doesn't say anything. You just fail sometimes. Actually, more often than not, you fail. You fail about like 3 to 6 times.
The
before
ocean,
you succeed.
yeah, has swallowed a lot of vessels. It does not appreciate oil spills, and the whales remember the dark fish SeaWorld experiment for always. Like even generations beyond the ones that didn't experience the Holocaust, symbolically, they still have trauma and they remember where trauma happened, which is why they're tipping all the sailboats.
Yes, it's getting instilled in their genetic codex, where yeah, they did that. They did a bunch of studies that was like that with insects and mammals, and then they realized that the pregnant mother, crickets, they'd study like crickets, and then find out that the pregnant mom would know how to psychologically maneuver the tarantula or the predatory spider, and then those babies from that pregnant mom knew how to do it better on average than the other ones. So they do carry a lot of remembrance, and they don't. I mean, tipping the
Absolutely.
sailboats, that's pretty props to them.
I mean,
That's called a retort.
yeah, the animals evolve and adapt so much faster than humans do, partly because they're smarter than us, but also because they will get taken out very quickly if they don't. They don't have guns, germs, and steel. They just have, pathogens and, reactions to weather. And I appreciate them. It's like humans are dumb. We evolve so slowly. Our prefrontal cortex is almost going to make it in the next 5 centuries to being at a point where we're not just little fight or flight reptilian brains that are like, I'm reactive, I gotta freeze. It's like, can we take a moment to be patient and just observe the environment? Is it a real threat? Is it not? We're still having majorly severe, irrational bodily reactions to things that we've either never experienced or vicarious trauma, or just because our nervous systems are still so primitive. And so,
Yeah. I mean, we've kind of been set up that way. Our whole civilization has a pendulum swing, and it just, we think because we can build and draw up plans that we can keep whatever we make, and bunch of things that were once great wonders and treasures are now left to the dust, and the forests are still somehow here after everything, and that nature makes things to stay, and human beings are sort of still stuck in this this sort of I don't even know, maybe it's just destined to be this reoccurring loop until there's some 100th monkey type thing, or I don't know.
Yep.
Maybe we're destined to do it forever.
We're going to need another Sodom and Gomorrah or Babel or a flood. Like the earth it's like, I will be here in the end, whether you guys are not. So if you cannot learn how to control your carbon emissions and stop throwing your damn plastic into the ocean and your trash out your window and your cigarette butts lighting the earth on fire, we're going to have to do another flood, or I'm going to call in a meteor strike, and you guys are going to, there are theories that people like Enoch in the Bible, these elves, that they lived so long, they got too smart. They're way more advanced, with the Incans and their architecture, and probably had alien influence with the Nazca lines or whatever. And then eventually, whether Earth or the aliens were like, okay, these little rascals are kind of bad. They're really selfish, and actually they forgot the whole premise of nothing belongs to us, and we are stewards of the environment. So we're just gonna have to burn them all down, start over, make them dumb again.
Enki, they're getting worse. Don't call in Lil. Don't call him. It's getting there. It's getting to that point, Enki. We might just have to press the liquidation button, right?
Yeah, are you referring to Enki? Are you talking Gilgamesh and Enkidu, or who's Enki?
The Enki and Enlil, yeah, the
The
Sumerian,
from
like
the
that's
Yep.
that's the whole dichotomy of like the,
Yep.
you know, the hammer and I think Enlil is like the bro, or the guy who's like, he's got the two hammers of order, and Enki's like supposedly like the kind of scientist of mischief who somehow like wants us to one up the gods or something by going rogue or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it does seem like there's a type of polarizing force where we want to do good, but when we collectivize, it just we turn in. It's kind of like when a business gets made, it turns into a. Have you seen that documentary, The Corporation?
Uh-uh.
It's a really good documentary that they you would like this. They, you know how they say corporations are people too. They like
Yeah,
they
they get
basically said,
created as an
yeah,
individual.
Citizens United. They're like, yeah, and so they said, okay, well, let's put the corporations all pervasive. So there's like these zombie
Yep.
people everywhere,
Yep.
and there's like these giant bodies that are empty at night, and then they get flooded with living biokinetic organism. Each worker is like, and then it becomes
Yeah.
this living thing, and
Yep.
then they sort of said, well, let's just take the corporation and give it a psychiatric review, and it checks all the boxes for being like an absolute psychopath with no morals. And
Oh,
so it's like
totally.
when we collectivize, we sort of go down that path naturally. It sucks. It's, you know.
Corporations are sadistic narcissists, and they just care about money until they get to the point where, beyond the point where their employees are having panic attacks, burnt out, whistleblowers, people are getting sick at the plant or whatever. They're like going through divorces and they get 3 days off to bury the dead. And then it's just like, sorry, but you don't have PTO and this, we can fire you at will. So you're
Yeah,
ours. You own your ass.
3 months for like the moms when they get their baby born, and you know.
Yep. Okay, I've got a question for you. And I'm assuming you can still hear me.
I can.
Okay. So I appreciate that you have also, I mean, I think, we adapted well to Earth saying, nope, you're not doing a live last week, you're doing one today, even if it's
Yeah.
from your car, because it gave us both a little bit of time to settle in and sleep and eat and ground and actually give our attention to creative, delights. And I appreciate that you really took the time to look back into what I've written and where I've been and understand me. And it reminds me of the little note you posted today, something about the ego. Like, I don't need to be understood, but I always appreciate when I am. And I think that's probably what a lot of us are doing with any kind of art form is, putting out a belief, a pain, an emotion, a political stance, whatever it may be, a prayer. And maybe people connect with it, maybe they don't, but it's always so great when it resonates with somebody, and now you're in a community and it's like, oh, right on. Miles is cool. Like, I would be friends in real life, and we are probably going to, we have been in the talks of forming a creative writing / metaphysically expanding naked yoga, all the things, probably hot springs and baby ducks will be involved, and his children will be running around, and there will be no Fiji water. Paid subscribers get some free, and we will give you fresh juice and organic produce. And the people who are not in our first tier paid subscribers, they can pay $15 for their stay. And the people who are just free followers and not even subscribing, they are going to have to pay. Well, they are welcome to join us for a $50 fee to pay for the people who actually pay to engage with our art. And it's just a trickle down effect, when the top is doing well, the rest of us are doing well, according to Reagan trickle down economics that, the corporations like to tell us.
Yeah, you're like you got the whole Substack writers weekend workshop retreat down.
Yeah. Yes. And it doesn't matter if you consider yourself a writer or an artist, or if you belong to dark horror or creative nonfiction or just poetry that is indecipherable to everyone, Mac. And everyone can come. There will be free Costco pizza because we buy in bulk to save money. You know, that's our ethical stance is.
$10 Costco pizza.
If you want to pay for gourmet sourdough, slow rise pizza, or Chicago deep dish, we can offer that, but we just need an advance of money so that Miles can drive to the next state to get all the supplies and bring it back.
Tier 2 paid subscription, at least.
Yeah, tier 2. I mean, people want to know what they're going to experience, and they have access to some of the most responsible, creative weirdos that have great real estate. And if we all just put our stuff together, like James is hosting the jacuzzi in Hawaii, and Elijah's hosting the mud bogging event in Canada. And then we've got Stefan. He'll probably supply the music, do a karaoke night. Yeah, way far away from where I am because I hate karaoke.
Oh, really?
But I will engage in, you know, a song we're singing together, or a chant, or kumbaya, you know, so long as our voices are kind of like have some awareness to timbre and cadence and
sing,
like
though,
rhythm,
right?
tone.
I've heard you sing with acoustics, so it's just the atmosphere of karaoke that you're not inclined.
Well, people are drunk and loud, and they're totally not in the pocket, nor do they care. It's so loud, no one can hear themselves think, and then they have to get louder and stretch their voices when it's actually a really dynamic, intricate song that just cannot be abused that way. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
You can't come to my karaoke
you
party.
You know the essence of songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so do you have a karaoke song that's your go-to to sing, like Bryan Adams or Neil Diamond or Britney Spears?
Oh, Neil Diamond, wow.
It was my first show I ever went to as a kindergartner. I loved his movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Neil Diamond stars as himself in The Jazz Singer. I mean, he was a narcissist too. You have to be to write songs like America and wear white tuxedos.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I was thinking of Neil Young. Whoops.
Well, Neil Young cannot sing for shit, but he does have ethics. Like every concert, the Bridge School benefit, he would dedicate to kids with disabilities, and they would get to sit up on stage and
he had an autistic son.
Yep. So I love Neil Young. Harvest Moon. Yeah. I mean, every song. Okay, so what Neil Young song do you? Oh, that's not the song you're gonna sing. You just confused him with Neil Diamond, who's like, "Sweet."
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. No, I don't really have a karaoke preference. I mean, I'll go. We used to I think I told Fiona and Laura on Disaster Lounge that there was a big karaoke scene in Vietnam Town in the South Bay. It's like a huge thing, and we would go get the cheap drinks at Dave and Buster's and then we'd go to the karaoke, the Vietnamese karaoke.
Amazing. Rooms. I would absolutely go to that. I would go to karaoke in Tokyo. So it's not these.
So it's like a fun. It's like a cultural thing. If it's not, yeah, if the setting's right. I don't like to go if it's not like a full on production. Makes it feel like I'm at some type of weird thing that the library put on or something. But I don't really have I'll like do raps and people will be like, that wasn't a song.
What?
I'll be like, I didn't miss a bar though.
Yeah, right. I mean, can you do like what kind of rap do you do? Do you freestyle it? Do you do your own stuff live, or do you do like Dead Prez or no? Public Enemy?
Well, I would, I mean, I would.
Tupac.
They would have. Yeah, I like 21 Pilots, Cerebral
Oh, okay.
stuff.
Nice.
I like different kind of things, different kind of rap, but definitely there's like some resistance underground rap like Truth Vibrations and stuff like that. I
What's the
like
resistance?
listening to that stuff. Well, Truth Vibrations is just an underground, rapper, and he just constantly taking shots at the whole system and
Oh
stuff,
yeah.
and
Yeah,
you
people
know,
can have bad
yeah,
attitudes in their rap, and I really do hate this young, stupid gangster culture about doing drugs and having money and cars and just like fucking women and being really
yeah. If it
disrespectful
doesn't
to their
have,
mothers.
I mean, those things. I remember when I was in the '90s, and like I was just listening on the way here, just for a throwback. It was Ludacris's "Roll Out" song. You know, that was that was one of those hype songs, but it wasn't
Yeah,
like
right.
it was. I mean, that was at the height of, where they could say all kinds of trashy stuff, and they've just gotten worse. So if it's not like some
Yeah,
type of like higher brow thing, then I don't really
yeah,
I don't really mess with it,
yeah.
because
That's
you can't, even though you can enjoy the hype, which I love beats and stuff, but I don't like condoning rap that has like vile, debaucherous stuff. Like I can I can understand an art form like horror writing. I can understand the art form, but if
yeah,
I it's just like anybody's taste. I mean, we have so
right.
much flavors now of everything. So
Mhm.
it's like if I were to just read that exclusively, how my brain would operate would would kind of be in a place that I don't prefer, and I have to have some control and executive function on where it rests. And so, you know, I mean, everybody's a horn dog at some point in their life, and so like you can listen to
Yeah,
a horn dog song if you want.
yeah.
There's plenty of different ways to express it. Um, but I just I like that we have so much option in writing and reading and music and art and you know venue, and we can do anything.
Yep.
And I'm sort of happy with just kind of being a fart in the wind, as they say.
Love that. Well, Miles, now is the time where you can pick. Do you want me to ask you a question and you go with it? Because I have them ready. Or would you like to take this moment to drop us into hearing a little bit of what you've written and we can engage with that?
Um, we could go with the questions first.
Okay. Ready? As you know, I'm
Re-
long-winded and I do stacked questions. Like I'm really working on it because so many come to my head and then I'm like, am I being clear? Let me just keep talking. And then I dominate so much of the talking time and my guests are confused. So take whatever your brain remembers and run with it. Okay. I'll try to keep them short.
Will do.
But when I looked at my questions,
Thank
I'm like,
you.
oh my God, why are these questions
That's
like three
okay.
or four sentences
You
long? What is this?
you go right ahead.
Okay. So let's see. I would like to ask you one thing I notice about you is just the pure intelligence of your mind. And if I had to guess what astrological sign you would be, I would give you probably an air sign because you go like a fart in the wind, but you are intellectual. And so like the Aquarius, the
This might
Libras,
bog,
that's
you
what
might get bogged down in this. This might be a little bit of a
you way off base. Okay,
it
let's
might be a juke. It might be a juke for you.
okay. Well, I'm going to be thinking about what I think you are, and maybe I'll ask you after this question. We can spend some time discussing our sun, moon, and rising signs. And something that you write about being said to be determined air sign, in my mind, is that you write a lot about sovereignty. And there are certain zodiac signs that are much more maybe intellectual or analytical, or they're living up in the air, like they're the umbrella for political change and revolution, and like designing where we need to go as a system, as a family, as a person. And you also write a lot about sovereignty, and that was one of the themes, whether you're writing about attention or identity, or borrowed certainty or self-governance, or but you keep returning to it, whether it's in poetry or a story or an actual essay, but there are some threads. So I wanted to ask you, what does sovereignty mean to you now? How would you define it, that you have it or don't, in the ways that matter most? And how do you keep it? Here's the stacked part. So just respond to any of it. How do you keep it from becoming isolation or ego?
Good add-on there. That's a good addition, because it's so easy to extrapolate it to a point where you're you can conceive of it to a point where you're so entitled and so inclined that the ego completely takes
Yeah,
the wheel. And
you become like Captain Fantastic, where he's rigidly ideal, but he puts it into practice, but it comes at a cost. He's isolated. His kids are savants, but they don't know how to have relationships with people. So like, what kind of sovereignty do you need so you're still connected to yourself and others? What sacrifices or compromises do you make?
Yeah, like being of one's own right, being so sort of so confident to say that you do have a right to be here and a right to express and do all those things. I keep coming back to it just because it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm going to like do something and I know I'm going to get pushback for it, or if you know if I if I went to a place knowing I was going to farm or something, and somebody says, "Oh, what are you doing?" I had already laid claim to saying it, and then nobody thought I was going to do it, so I get all this backlash. So there's so many things that we don't do, because I don't think it's because we don't think we don't have the right to do it. I just think we sort of think it's more trouble than it's worth, because we're going to get into some tar pit of stagnation trying to deal with things. It's like paying the cop off just to make him go away when the entire Bill of Rights is still there. And
Yeah. Yeah.
we do that a lot. We just sort of like pay the convenience of not taking action on the things that we feel we that would be right to do. It's also like not just like right as correct. It's just like being in the knowledge that we do want to do it, like, and not second guessing ourselves. So
right. It aligns with your actual values.
For
And
old people, it's like executive function.
yep.
Like they if they don't have autonomy over their for anything from their body system, or their even their the whole immunity
Right. Independence.
system, just like having the right to be around without getting hit with ailments and illnesses, or psychologically not being in a rut to where you can't take action. I would say that's there is a little bit of co-opted, like all people. I would say all people's sovereignty is co-opted by something. There's some tit for tat. The money is a big one. Money's the whip, and liabilities that we try to gain to increase our standard of living become the ball and chain, the lifestyle.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things that hold us back from our trueness.
Yeah.
And so and also like feeling that you can do something even though it feels so far away from you to do, that it's you have the autonomy to pursue it, and
Yeah.
it might just yield a bunch of life lessons and not amount
Hmm.
to much, but
Yep.
um, I I still haven't really predefined it, and most of my Substack writing is just a self expression that travels in the back alleyways of that. And I had an
That was
inkling
well
to,
said. I like that phrase.
oh yeah.
Hmm.
Thanks. um I started a podcast and then like totally dipped my feet into getting going and laying all the base. It was like called Sailing Sovereign, and
Huh.
I just chickened out because I just convinced myself that I had too much to do and it wouldn't be right because I'd be taking away from energy that's meant to feed kids. It's my own personal gratification thing. It's you're gonna be hubristic, or like just all these. We
Yeah.
go through so much
You're not going to want
surge.
to stick around if you focus too much on your own needs. It's like we do have to complement other people to maintain our relationships and our love. And I can I ask why what prompted you to include sailing in the title?
I thought it sounded good, and then also like ship, you know, um, a ship, it like relationship, friendship, there everything is a ship. It's like a vessel on a journey to somewhere, and it shouldn't be left in the docks. And so, if you are gonna set sail, at least sail sovereign. That was kind of, um,
I
and I
like
was gonna like predefine the waters and how they are merciless, but you must know them, and understand them.
Yeah, it's the heartbeat of the ocean. It's the womb. It's there is consistency even if there are volatile patches. And um it also lulls us to sleep. I mean, I listen to the waves to sleep.
Hmm.
So but I
It
like
can,
how many uses you were thinking of with just the part of ship. Like I didn't even my mind didn't even go to expand it to relationships or situationships or career ships or whatever.
yeah, it's like connective tissue. It's like a vessel to connect, um, between other ships and docks and like the water itself. Like when we're born here, we're in a womb which is like water, and we have this amazing hollow vessel that protects us. Like, and then we come here and it's like a ship. We just float on top of this world, and
Yep.
some of it's
And
unpredictable. And
yeah, a lot of it, our bodies are mostly made of water. We need water. It's why the aliens are so obsessed with our bodies of water. Anytime, anytime spaceships have been seen, they're going into our water and they're also going by uranium plants. Like, so there was a whole school in Africa actually that witnessed, I can't remember,
I saw
somewhere.
that.
Oh, did
They
you?
they all drew it, and it was all corroborated, and
And they
yeah.
still believe it years later. Maybe a couple of them are dead, or they're like, I don't know, like maybe that was a group delusion. But everyone else was like, yeah, we took pictures. We all saw it. It happened. It was weird. No one
Yeah.
validates it. The government knows this has been happening for a long
And each
time.
one of them was like talking about it like they weren't skipping a beat, like they knew every
Yep.
positioning of
Yep.
what happened, and it was
Hmm.
pretty amazing. We have
What is that documentary called? I need to go rewatch it actually.
um I actually saw it debuted by a um a researcher who was at a conference. I think it was like New Living the New Living Expo. He was like a researcher there, and he showed it, not the whole documentary, but he was using it to support other findings and stuff. But
Okay.
yeah,
I mean, it's so fascinating to dig into. One shout out from a long time ago friend when I was living in Nashville. We worked at PF Chang's together. And
where?
we worked at PF Chang's.
OPF Chang.
Speaking of unruly decision making, side story. I'm not going to say any names. This guy whose name I'm going to say, he did not do this. The night crew did this on, what was it, New Year's Eve? Christmas or Thanksgiving, because we all worked the freaking holidays. Money.
Yes.
We decided collectively to amateur our way into taking a microdose of psilocybin, which was not micro for any of us. And I still have dreams about it. Like, I got that like a 20 top, and then 5 minutes later, 3 other freaking 7 to 10 tops. And it took me like 40 minutes to get even just all the drinks to the table. And then I would get to the register to like put in their order. And I swear my mind went dyslexic and just like read it French, like as if none of it even represented this reality. I'm like, they're not
ran out like the 12 apostles speaking in tongues and stuff. You hold it together? You hold down the fort together?
We did. I did knock over a beer onto somebody's shirt, but he got a free PF Chang's shirt. I don't think I got tipped. I was like, I will eat my tip. I am so sorry, sir. He was a good sport about it. He probably wouldn't have been that great of a sport if he knew it was because we were all impaired because we're dumb. So Will Morgan Holland, he did not participate in this event, but I'm thinking about him because he just actually is doing a TED Talk. He goes deep, like he has researched the hell. This guy knows exactly what he's talking about. He's seen all the documentaries, he's read all the books, and he actually has his own experiences. Like he goes around to places where there are experiencers who reliably know how to find these UFOs and
really?
maybe even communicate with them. They have very wild stories, which he's experienced. So now he has his own podcast.
Oh, wow.
And I listened to a couple episodes and I was like, whoa, this is making washing dishes so much more engaging. Like, I'm like, I have seen when I go to Idlewild, when I go to Canocti, when I've been in Sedona and South Lake Tahoe, I have seen those little, like, it's like not a satellite. It's not moving according to our gravitational laws. Like, we don't have any aircraft that can hover in one place and drop up and down and then just boom off.
Yeah, do like 90-degree angles and stuff.
I'm like,
and
what are the Russians and North Korea and Elon Musk doing up there?
Yeah, doing like crazy like turns like this.
Turns out our government does not know how to replicate it. Otherwise, they would say it's ours. No government can replicate how these things are moving and being documented. And, you know, even in San Diego, it was Navy pilots who were flying around, talking to each other in real time, videoing a spaceship going into the water. And both of them were like, did you see that? What the fuck was that? Then the video went viral and then the government shut it down and they're like, no, nothing. That was just something else.
Yeah.
Then it gets confirmed by government documents when they release the basically, what was it called a year or two ago when Trump released, I don't know, at least 30 pages initially of declassified confirmation that yes, there are these things out there and we need the money to research them.
Yeah. They had a ton of stuff that got buried, and then they only bring up redacted stuff now that pretty much like didn't get classified as totalities, but were already around, and then they just released a little bit more of that, like just to kind of take the pressure off of how bad their geopolitical appearance and stature looks right now. It's like when they put Johnny Depp's wife's trial with his wife on like television when the whole Ukraine war was going on.
Absolutely, dude. Or even most recently with the Nancy Guthrie case. I swear to God, and this is not a popular opinion, but it is my personal belief that Trump had it out for Guthrie because she interviewed 5 of the survivors and gave them a platform and challenged him. And he's a narcissist. And don't you dare attack Trump. He will destroy you. And Trump is the most named person in the trafficking, credible allegations against him that,
Yeah, he's
the
being
government
handled
is
at
just,
this point.
yeah. So the government's like, oh my God, what do we love more than anything is some poor innocent old grandma who goes missing, and we are going to not find her for as long as possible. And now she's dead. Oops. And then, but we certainly got them looking left when we needed to delete all of the government documents we posted. And then everyone, all the people obsessed with that are like, wait, well, they're deleting documents in real time. And then they had to put it back. But it just goes to show, I'm not saying that Trump murdered Nancy Guthrie, but I wouldn't put it past the Epstein circle to think in those ways, because they bury bodies all the time.
Very, very plausible. I mean, his dad was still the guy who had deep ties to the CIA and stole all of Tesla's writings and work.
Are you talking about Ghislaine Maxwell's father, who was working under Mossad and then disappeared, having some mysterious death over the side of a boat?
Oh, that's more recent. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Who are you talking about?
Trump's dad.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah, he was the guy who was involved with the Pentagon and things that were going on, and I think actually that's why they raided Mar-a-Lago, because I think he was threatening. He probably had a lot of dirt, on people as well. So totally, it was like this big.
They all have documents that they're not
information, like SS Gestapo type, like controlling of the narrative situation, and then this just surface level iceberg is what we have to kind of work with here.
Yeah, we're like, well, it's actually way worse, more widespread.
We're like, they're going this way, oh, they're going that way, and they're like completely tunneled underground and like
totally. Well, and this is why I actually, I used to be very disciplined and researched when I would vote. I really cared. I really, really cared. And then I got very disillusioned after, I don't know, I guess after Obama, really, but even before him. And then I had to understand that every president is picked far before they even have, the conventions to announce the candidates. So I just stopped voting. I stopped voting for presidents. They're all picked. They're all in bed with Mossad and the Epstein class, and that's why Israel's always going to have money and weapons and our support. And we're their little bitch, okay? We're their little bitch, and everyone knows it because they have trafficking evidence on all of the richest politicians in the world, and they trap them into, like, yep, we got it on film that you are having sex with trafficked youth, and you're doing it, and you're high-fiving, and so you're going to do whatever we tell you to do. So maybe that's also a conspiracy theory, but it feels like plausible. So I only vote in local elections where I'm like, I care about who's going to be, I care about senators and representatives, but I care about like who's going to be over there in the school district, and like are we electing officials that have genuine regard for the communities and deep respect, or are they just being they like got bought off by the super PACs or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure they've come through, but at least like you can keep relative control if you live in a small area, or you have most of California's like municipalities and their counties are quite large population wise, and so the people who come in, you have to look at like who's coming in. Like a lot of the people in Santa Cruz County here, like some of them who are kind of vying for certain districts and stuff, they they just sort of like recently moved here and
Yep.
instantly started like campaigning, and
Mm-hmm.
their backers are undisclosed, and it's just weird. And I think with the whole major playing going on, you have basically like three, just like I told you, like, Trump's daddy was, in cahoots with Mossad and CIA, and then you have
So
Putin,
are the
who's like
Bushes.
Putin's basically like the chief. He was chief of the KGB, so
Yeah.
he's like both the presidential prime minister guy and the secret
Uh-huh.
intelligence guy,
Uh-huh.
and then
And then
and
just
you had
like
him.
eternal dictator now. Just delete the
Yeah,
Constitution. Who needs it?
you had him and Netanyahu, who's basically like a Mossad agent for like most of his life, and he was like basically had fake passports, like doing infiltration work here.
He is
So
such a violent psycho narcissist. I mean, it's scary.
yeah, he assassinated that guy. What's
Yes.
his name?
Yes, the guy, and it starts with an N. The
It's
guy that like
it's Steve
people
or
were mad
something, and
because he was the
and
only
he
competition, and yeah, he got killed. He knew he was gonna die.
yeah, and then after that, like a lot of it just became like militarism, and that was like what happened with Japan, like before World War II. They got a totally militaristic um, group of people in politics who were just like all the generals, and they were like, you know, seen as wise, and so they became the cabinet staff of the prime minister and went on this crazy, pillaging war in
Yep.
China and the Indonesia and down Southeast Asia, and it just kind of comes back again. And we had a kind of a vegetating president even before Trump. All the while, some of the major superpowers or the major players were basically both prime ministers and like secret intelligence chiefs.
Yeah. It was.
So
Are you? Mhm.
it's just kind of a situation where I don't think they can leave it to the point of chance where the accounts of the people are taken seriously. And they did that
Oh, not
Princeton
at
study
all.
where over the last like 40 years or 50 years, like it's mattered like 40% of the time, the vote. It's,
Yep.
most of the time the special interest groups have always prevailed 60% of the time. Um,
Yep.
but
Do
I
you?
just think
Do you vote? What do you vote for?
I don't anymore. I can't, with good conscience, say I know enough about the current affairs, and I don't have the time to read up on them.
Yeah.
I'm a complete father of two, and I have like over 100 animals on the farm, and I have multiple clients and dozens of gardens and orchards and sites I do, and I have
And
my own creative process I need to work through, and
mm-hmm.
it's not really my um, it's not my bunker hill. It's not something that I can just get. I used to be involved, but I never I, I don't think I ever voted for presidents. I only voted local.
Is there
Um
a president that you would have voted for that you eventually, in hindsight, came to sort of trust a little?
Not in my lifetime,
Yeah.
you know. Like, I
JFK
mean,
was maybe the last one. I mean, he was a Catholic and he had affairs with everyone and sort of disappeared, Marilyn Monroe. But he was partnering with Martin Luther King. At least politically, he had very true democratic values of we're going to pave the streets, we're going to feed the homeless, we're going to have healthcare and education, and maybe not go to war so much. And then, people didn't really exactly love how he was handling the Bay of Pigs or Cuba. So they just called him a
yeah.
communist and he died.
Yeah, I know. He was going to smash the CIA into a million pieces, and then he got shot. And so the guy
Yeah.
who the guy who was the constitutional attorney looking into that, Danny Sheehy,
Mm-hmm.
he lives here. I see him filling up his Prius sometimes. And
Should
I was like,
we go throw a burrito at his Prius, or what do you think of this guy?
he's pretty cool. He's got
Oh,
like
okay.
white curly
We're
hair, and
fans. Okay.
he was yeah, and he has like firm firm evidence on the fact that like the mafia was involved, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
that's true. Yeah, Marilyn was good friends with
dude,
him.
they have been disappearing inconvenient truths in people since time immemorial. It's just
They
some of them are
always do
better
it.
liars.
It's not surprising.
Nope.
Like this is
Okay,
where
someone
I
is
get kind of
saying,
like that mode where it's
um, sorry, the people in the chat have infiltrated to say, I mean, Robert's been on it. He's been like sending names and doing fact checks. And
goes
but
on. Yeah.
now we've got Bless and K Joy, read my stories, and Justin and Alina. Okay, thank you. Maybe paste some into the chat. Paste some of, give us a link.
Yes.
And then he's really, this person is like saying, please read it, please. Very adamant. Please read, please. Okay, lesson. Be blessed. We will. Robert says Marilyn was good friends with Anton Lavey or LaVey. Anyway, I don't know, dude.
LeVay,
But
yeah. LeVay.
the reality
I was
is,
looking at the other comments. Yeah, he mentions Dogon, the fish god.
yeah.
Or is he a deity? I'm not sure. I thought he was.
If anyone wants to research that African school of students who I forgot, I did remember, was it Alexei Navalny that we're talking about from Russia, like the last potential political candidate that could ever get enough followers to revolt? He was popular, dude. He was going to win that election.
Really?
Yes. And a few years ago, he left Russia. He knew if he went back to Russia, he was a dead man. But he was such an idealist, like truly his heart was in the right place, or he was stupid. But even after being poisoned by Russia, which you don't want to get poisoned by Russia, man. I'd rather have them throw me off a balcony like they do with all the journalists. But they have a special kind of torture for the political rivalries, the competition. And they poisoned him, like almost died. I don't know how he made it through. Then he gets on a plane, goes back to Russia at the end of a documentary. Like he made a whole documentary about his exile and what he stands for, and how he believes that until people are ready to die for their beliefs, we will never be done with Animal Farm or Fahrenheit 451. 1984. It's like these writers and these politicians did understand, like Malcolm X, we might have to be violent or be killed for this war to be won.
Yeah.
Just like we go to war with every other country. It's like, how many people do I have to kill to save our babies, our bread? But anyway, I think he was taken into custody as soon as he landed. He knew it. I don't think he reckoned with the reality that they were going to keep bright lights on him and feed him garbage until he got so sick and died. And it took him, I don't know, like 4 years, but even his family couldn't communicate. He didn't get a lawyer. He didn't get a trial. He was just condemned as a terrorist. And then, oops, he died in the cold. It's like, people know how to keep you alive in prison. It's very basic.
Yeah, yeah. And stories are so easy to write and pump out and get, like, I guess it's just a whole narrative scheme that they curate and manufacture, and they lead us into these psychological places where we think we can kind of get a handle on it because there's enough data out there and information. And
yeah, I mean, it's just a very slow conditioning of the cattle line. Basically, the TSA was absolute security theater. People were getting knives through, drugs through. Like, I mean, grandparents or toddlers could have had bombs strapped to their ankles and they wouldn't have been checked. So it was fake. But they rolled it out after a crisis that they probably allowed the towers to fall, or helped them along the way. Like Building 7 just blows up because it has way too many documents to hide.
Yeah.
And long story short, yeah, we don't vote. We don't trust the politicians. The last hope anyone ever had for true regime change against Mossad, they died back in the 50s or got blacklisted in
The
Hollywood.
last hope died with episode 4 and Carrie
Wait,
Fisher.
what's happening? Mac, welcome
No,
to the party. We are going to be doing a live round of haikus because Mile is an actual poet and he knows how to count and use new words so he doesn't repeat the first and third line.
I sort of get inspired by people who are much more formidable poets on Substack than I am.
Yep.
And who have way much more. I sort of think like from a streamlined point, so none of my stuff really comes out like it like I get this pizzazz and then I go and then it just turns into a kerfuffle and like dies without witness.
You know what? Sometimes there are happy kerfuffles that turn out to be beautiful in ways we did not understand yet. But I appreciate your humility. I don't expect you to be the superior poet on this live, but I do like to give my guests a few live prompts. And I'm going to suffer with you through it because I don't know what I'm going to ask you. And the game is that one person starts the haiku. They do 5 counts. And then maybe if they're generous, they'll do the 7 counts in the next line. But then the next person is responsible for finishing it, which will then become the first line of the second haiku. And then it goes back and forth. So you don't know what I'm going to base the haiku on, and I don't know what you're going to say, so I'm going to have to think in real time too. Do you consent or does it stress you out? You're like,
damn. It's like my last is your first.
Yeah.
Haiku. Don't underestimate. Okay. Did you do this with Mac? Is that what he's saying? Don't let her do.
Yes.
Don't let her involve you in haiku. Okay, I'm not letting you involve me in haiku.
No, don't listen to Mac. He got roasted because he was being so cocky. And then I was like, get your ass in here. I think he's live. And then I was like laughing so hard because neither him or Elias could figure out how to count the consonants for a haiku or the syllables, you know. So they did miserably, but Mac was such a good sport. And Elias started his haiku saying, hot dogs in a pan. Go. And then Mac had some haiku about Mac. Would you like to post your haiku about pissing in the pool or the one about Canada? Bye, Robert. Nice to meet you.
Bye, Robert. Thanks for sharing all your awesome stuff.
I like your thoughts.
Man.
Good man. Do you want to start the haiku? Because that would at least help you to pick the topic that you would like to dedicate poetic expression to, or do you want me to start?
Me. Oh, okay. So I can have some type of sovereignty on the first 5 syllables?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can write about
That's usually all they give you in life too. So I can make 5 and run with it.
Okay.
I got 5 on it.
Yes. Wait, who said that? I got 5 on it. Oh, was that yours?
It's no.
Because that was 5 counts.
Oh shit! That's the reason why I listened to that gangster rap when I was in the 90s.
They are poets.
I've got 5 on it. Okay, let's start there.
Okay. The rest is in the mail with.
And then I go?
You have to finish it. Sorry, they're not going to be
complete. I got 5 on it. The rest is in the mail with.
At least I'm going to do the counts because with Mac, I separated a word, July, and I made him start the next line with Jew. No, lie.
So, I see.
I got 5.
I got 5 on it. The rest is in the mail with.
The rest is in the mail with.
Subpoena notice.
And.
Subpoena notice.
And. Okay, and frozen Costco pizza. That's 7. So you do 5.
Hands up and frozen. Wait, what?
Okay, was my line 7 counts or was it supposed to be 5?
So it goes 575.
Right.
I got 5 on it. The rest is in the mail with subpoena notice.
Okay. Okay. And frozen Costco pizza.
Oh, okay. Okay. And frozen Costco pizza.
Now we just go back and forth 575.
Get your hands up, crook.
And they were cheating too, because they would just like make 2 words one with an apostrophe, like we're winner. Anyway, so get your hands up, crook. Is that 1 count or 2? Or I defer to you. We're
just 1.
We are. We're looking at you. Who are we looking at? Who's the crook?
We are looking at you. Miles David Hack.
Oh my goodness, this is a reveal.
There it is.
Okay, so
that's 5.
Miles David Hack.
The pizza crook with the subpoenas in the mail, who's got 5 on it.
Do tell us. Wait, I have to do 7. What you've stolen. Do you tell us what you've stolen?
Oh, that was 7. You weren't.
I'm rapping.
Slide by on
sometimes
I have to be my own referee and player.
Yes.
That's what you've stolen.
You got 5. What have you stolen, you crook? Reveal, Batman. Come clean. Tell us your greatest sin.
Keys to the city. Is this getting published?
Entheogenic light? The city of entheogenic light? Of entheogenic light. So
of entheogenic light. Yeah.
Is it a real city or like a journey place you've been to in your mind?
Yeah.
What keys did you steal?
Let's see.
Where do they give you access? Oh, is Pauline your babe?
See my babe.
Does she want to come up here and do a haiku with you while I eat some fruit? Oh, you guys are so cute. Pauline, do you want to join us? Do you have any farm animals you could bring to your camera? Because
you missed that boat on Friday, Jamie.
Damn it. What animals
you have to
did
have
you have
Pauline
ready?
on.
Did you actually have an animal ready to show?
I don't have any animal with me. She might have an animal with her.
Okay. Well, Pauline, I'm going to invite you. You can choose to abstain from the haiku round or the pressure to bring an animal, or you can come, but I'm sending the invite out. You're also welcome to write your haiku, and Miles will respond to it in real time.
Yes. So yeah. Stole the keys to the. What does entheogenic even mean?
Oh, entheogens are like that, more, I guess, respectful spiritual name for plant medicines or hallucinogens. It's like, is this a city that you stole the keys to for a real city, or is it?
So it could be. It could be a cerebral place. It could be a non-spatial place. It could be like.
It could be a metaphor.
Okay. And it's just 5 syllables.
Yeah.
that how it works? Okay, so Anthea. Now Pauline's here. I'm like all
Pauline, is she coming?
nervous.
She's gonna join us?
No,
Good. I'm gonna
I
turn
think
it
she's
over
just
to you
watching.
guys, and you can
It's
maybe
probably in bed.
Oh, because we could play what's the name of that marriage show where they have to guess what each other's answer would be about the other?
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah,
will find out in
I
real
forgot.
time. Do we know each other or not? Or are we
Yeah,
self-aware?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, she
I'm
may
trying
not
to.
come. Maybe she's going to find some baby
Maybe
ducks.
she just turned it on and she's like outside looking for the animals. She'll come back maybe.
Oh, okay.
So keys to the city and entheogenic light. Um, um, visceral specter.
Okay. Of dead people
4.
looming here.
Dead people looming here. Oh,
Specters could be a lot of things. It could be an illusion, it could be a ghost, it could be grandma.
yeah. Ancestors calling. There we go.
From the year of 19
10 maybe.
19010.
1910.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give it a couple more counts.
Okay.
1910. So you've got 4 more. Do you? Do it
Oh
how
no,
you
you did that one.
Yes.
You have the 7. You're doing each 7.
I know.
Okay.
Can we switch? So
Is that
you
what you
do
wanted to
7?
do?
Yeah, I'm too tired. I'll do 5. Now you're in the hot seat.
Okay.
I only have to count with
Okay.
one hand now.
Then you start 5. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's good. You can cry. You can start 5.
Okay.
From that.
So 19 was how I left it. You said 10. I'll just go with that. 10 when the drought killed
Lost, Jamie?
Oh, did I freeze?
You lose her?
Oh no.
Maybe.
I'm still here.
Let me see.
You can't hear me? Can anyone in the audience hear me? Hello, hello, testing. Oh no! Oh, Miles has left the stream. Does anyone else want to come up here? Mac, come give us a long ass haiku about tits and peeing in pools. Jamie disappeared. Margaret can hear me. Okay, Margaret is here. Oh, hello, hello.
Hi.
Oh,
Hey,
nice.
come.
We
Pauline,
got her.
Pauline, welcome.
Welcome. Hold on.
How'd you do that? I thought it could only be dual screen. Oh, I can't hear you for some reason.
I muted myself. Oh, she
Oh,
left.
you did.
Damn, so you didn't hear anything I said to her. Thank you for joining, Pauline.
No.
She's probably in bed. She's like, I'm too tired. She just wanted to say hey. No animals will be harmed in the making of this episode.
No. There's quite a selection. She has reptiles and phidippus spiders on the interior that she raises, and
Oh, really?
my daughter has
The spiders?
a leopard gecko.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah. She's been propagating jumping spiders for a while.
Propagating. I didn't know you could use that word
They're
for
really vibrant.
creatures. I thought we propagated plants. How do you propagate a jumping spider?
Well, you let them like do their little mating dance, their little thing. Did she come back?
They have sex.
They do. They do the little sex dance and then they have sex. They have to do their first. And then if the female doesn't eat the male, then they can have sex.
No way. That is treacherous. All right, Pauline is back. I'm going to invite her back here. She thinks she's coming to show her snake, but we're actually doing Family
I
Feud.
think you have to allow. Yeah.
I just invited her,
It
so
won't work unless you tell it to.
I'm telling it right
Snakes
now.
on the plane.
We're waiting.
Yeah,
on
Mac, but I'm Jackson.
Hi. Sorry, it's a hot day, but
Oh,
snaky.
oh, is the name Jules? Is that Snaky's name?
Yeah. He's my purple snake. I've always wanted one. And the reason why we called him Jules, not only because he has red ruby eyes, but he was a hidden treasure in the pet shop. He wasn't out for sale, and the owner went back there and got him for me and said she wanted me to have him. So I called Miles in, and he got him for me. So yeah, and I got him the year of the snake, so it was very fitting. Yeah, I was actually wearing all his colors, so I had purple and red, orange pants, and I matched him perfectly.
I love that. I love it when people match their pets or they wear symbolic colors to beckon in the energies of the year of the snake.
Yeah.
Were you born in what Chinese year were you born in?
The golden horse, which right now we're in the passion fire horse, so
Yes,
I'm
we are.
being purified right now, my metal. So I'm definitely fine tuning with that. So
How do you notice the energy or personality of the fire horse or chariot or whatever archetype? How do you see that manifesting in you?
well, since I study tarot and oracle signs and symbols and anything magical and symbolic and not easy accessible nowadays, I just kind of connect the dots and then it paints the picture, kind of like you do the number dots. And in the darkness, you don't see what the stage will light you up. Eh, But yeah, but kind of trusting that this is my year and I'm not willing to wait for the next 12 years to come around. And also, we're in the year one, so it's really about our passion and what we want to pursue for the next foundations of the next 9 years. So even numerology ties a place in it. But yeah, I'm just warming him up. But
Did you I'm curious to hear maybe a minute of how you met Miles and when you first had a date or decided to have another date, did you already know his numerology or Chinese year or astrological sign? How much did you do a deep dive background check on the compatibility of you and Miles?
I told myself as a young girl, well, I met him in piano class. The door was
Oh
open.
yeah, that's right. You played keyboard too, piano too. Nice.
Yeah, I do not know how to play, but Miles is really great.
Love that.
But I just saw him in a green hoodie and the door was open behind him. And I kind of knew he's my pathway. And I was between, I like to live a romantic life. So I told myself a story. If I was ever between two guys, one best friend and one really cute guy, like who has swag, which I was in that, and it happened to be with two Davids. And I chose Miles because he was my best friend and he represented everything I ever wanted.
Oh,
And
love that.
actually, I was in a low point in my life. I daydream a lot, and I saw a tall guy with dark hair, light skin, dancing with me. And I was like grade, yeah, sixth grade, and I knew he would be coming, but I had to wait until I turned 20 to find him. But he was maturing, so I was grateful to be with him,
It was
and
written in the stars.
yeah.
Destiny.
So I told myself that, and when he came about it, and the choice was mine, I got to pick him, and
Oh,
15 years
so
later, we're
you
still
chose
together.
him.
Yeah.
Miles, when did it become apparent to you that she would be your wife or partner?
Quite apparent quickly. It was it was one of those things where uh, you know, you had like some magnetic pull on all smiles and
Yeah.
very you know, very no, she's a leader. That was
Mm.
very very helpful for me, who had always played the game of the labyrinth with talking with ladies and stuff, and so it was a breath of fresh air when I met her. Let's just say that.
Your soul friend or twin flame, maybe not a twin flame, but a mix between a solid romantic soul friend came into your life. She brought named snakes, and what did you bring into her life?
We sort of brought it as we came through. It was like,
You
uh,
co-created.
I mean, I don't really. What did I bring? I,
Well, you fix a lot of
I
things, and you're bringing
it's
the
a long
groceries
term
tonight, right?
relationship. Yeah, yeah, that was a lot of what I continuously brought after we moved in. I was just bringing in groceries and the mail, and
No.
He's
Miles is
I
very
brought her my
humble, if you
best.
haven't noticed. He saved my life. He made me believe again. And I kept my heart open.
Meh.
Yeah.
oh
I
my
didn't
god.
want to be in this world. And he's like, no, you got to
Oh,
be here. So he believed in me and he gave me more love. And that resulted in our babies and all our duck babies and quail babies. And he's a father of all. And he healed my father wound and ended up smoking a joint with my dad before he passed on. And he's just been everything I could think
Good
of.
old Julio.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Well, listen, you guys. I also live in Northern California. Uh-oh, I'm hearing my dog. You hear that echo? Does everyone else hear the feedback loop? Okay, I think it's better. Just letting you know. I also live by the redwoods. Not the same, but in Northern California. I'm over in Santa Rosa. I know Miles has or had a brother around here. I guess he's doing world travels or something. But I'm just letting you know that you're invited to my Friendsgiving. Um, and you can bring whatever snakes or spiders or love poems you would like. If you don't want to come, I will happily take the sacrifice and trek out to your farm.
We'd be honored to make a what is it, a friendsgiving?
Friendsgiving. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You
we
can
had
take
one of
a lot of
those.
papaya and avocado, make a little cornucopia of something.
Our friendsgiving was like one of the best Thanksgivings I had.
Nice.
We had a
Well,
tofurkey.
I love that. I love all things tofu and vegan. Let's do that. Um, so check in with you, Miles. We have been going for an hour and 45 minutes. I only committed you to 90 initially, and just letting you know that you are free to go on with your life. Or if there is one last question, I actually did want to hear you read a poem. Maybe you have something or an excerpt or Have you already written something about Pauline that you would like to share?
My writing is sort of in its infancy, and I've never known how to express into words like how I see Pauline, and
Mhm.
so I get all this cold feet on uh, just putting it out there. So
Yeah.
I
How
would
could
love to
one ever find
curate
the
something for
words for this ineffable, it's bigger than our vocabulary is what you'll have.
yeah, yeah.
I don't think that you're in your infancy. Maybe you're a perfectionist and you plan on becoming a master over the next 7 decades, but I think
Hmm.
you've got chops, and whatever you came here to read about, whether a cricket says. So I'm echoing again.
Maybe put your thing on mute, babe, and see if it blocks it out.
Okay.
Let's both put our things on mute and see if she's.
Okay, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Well, I'm
It
not
help?
echoing anymore, so
Oh, good.
yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, I maybe that's just why I haven't put out as much. I see people going like full 180 miles an hour writing, and I just wish I could streamline like that, like surf a wave like that. There's just so much physiological backlog that my body's trying to catch up on. It's like, dude, don't blow up your mind as well. And
Yeah.
so when I think of really deep things like what it means to be free and what it means to love somebody deeply and all those things, I get a little like squirmy, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to approach it, and I also don't like want to do it dirty or do it wrong and not do it
Mhm.
enough justice because I'm like, oh, I got 15 minutes to write. It can't be about love because I wouldn't do love justice writing for 15 minutes.
Yep.
So, you
Well,
know, I I have stuff I've written, and I'm happy and proud that I've written it. I just don't. Yeah, when you told me to look for one, I really didn't know which one was even worth reading.
okay, what did you select? What passed your impulsive scan through? Which one were you going to, or is it still undecided?
I um, sort of enough didn't like drag on. I feel like anything of mine drags on, and so I need to get more. There's all these things that writers go through on a daily basis that I'm sort of just now understanding, because it's one thing to write in your journal and it's another thing to write publicly. And
Mhm.
um, yeah, so I think I picked I Am Legend because it was kind of a fun dancing poem. It rhymed and it had, kind of like quirky formatting,
Mhm.
um, and it was deep enough philosophically for me to kind of be happy with it.
Max says writers need an
They
enema every morning.
do
We also
coffee
need to
enemas.
know when to give ourselves permission that it's ever enough and it doesn't have to be complete or perfect to publish it. I have some messy drafts that I was speeding out there, and that corresponded with grief and not sleeping, and then some basically like chemically induced manic episodes where I was writing a lot but not being careful about it. So there's something to be said for quality over quantity. And
Hmm.
people want to wait. You want to make them work for it. They don't value things as much if they're just like, oh my God, there's an article every other day and a note and a podcast. And then they just feel overwhelmed and behind, like they owe you something. So
Yeah, yeah. That's the second thing like about it is like when you're like then it becomes about output and it doesn't become about the journey of feeling through some type of energy that's swirling up inside you. And that's why I don't. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Rule number 2 is, oh, smoke weed. Okay. I thought he was agreeing
well,
with.
we eat every day. Okay. Well, I would like to shut down the coffee enema conversation because I have had way too many of those and I'm burnt out on the topic. But you all should try it. It's good for, detoxing and getting all the glutathione and maybe not getting cancer. Okay. I would like you to read your poem, I Am Legend. I'm going to keep eating my grapes and turn the camera off.
Okay. It looks like Miles is not
Oh,
on right
this is going. He's out. You got cold feet with me forcing him to do his work.
He's a little shy, but yet he's a Leo. He's a very interesting Leo. He reminds me of a cat.
Leo.
A Leo, yeah. Yeah, he's
What's his
double.
moon rising?
He's Libra rising, and his moon is in Aries. So it's beautiful because he's both two fires, and he represents the scales. So for him to have two fires and a scale, it's a beautiful image of him. So
Wow. Yeah. I historically have not done well or sustained any connection with a Leo.
He's
However,
a different one. He's a different one, and I think his parents did really well because when I met him when he's 18, he already traveled across country, like 23 countries. So he became worldly and he understood people's backgrounds, and then also with the roots with the language. He can tell by people's accents and then their names where they come from. So he's really good at history. So he loves his people.
that wisdom and experience and humility show. The more people travel, the more they realize they don't know, and they don't stay so egocentric.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I feel like every time anybody travels, they find a piece of themselves.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Miles just may never come back, so that might be a good time to end it. But I'm gonna. Maybe you can mute yourself if Miles is coming back in because there is that feedback loop. All right, Miles, have you changed
Hi.
location? Oh,
So
you did,
symbolic. My phone died of overheating, just like your equipment did on Friday.
The world is too hot. Okay. He's freezing. His phone is dying.
Charging it all.
Well, I'm going to mute myself and turn off my camera, and perhaps if we have reception, you can read your poem and then you can get gas and be on your way.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I have 2%, so
Okay, well, you better read fast.
let me find it. You know what's weird is that I can't find it when I'm on the app.
Was it a note that you
So let me
wrote, or
see
was
if
it
it's.
an actual article?
It was an actual article, but maybe I have it here. Let me see.
I like this post where you guys are both drinking green juice. That says, "Don't ever fret a ballad." Should you read that? Is it a ballad?
It was kind of a ballad. It was sort of like how like Romeo and Juliet are together up in the stars, even though they both died. So it's all good, like
It's all
they're
good.
where they wanted to be, away from all the
Violence and the
BS.
children die. Yep. Well,
Yeah.
you read whatever you can access, but I see that did you do a voiceover? Is it you reading this poem on the recording, or what is the 2-minute thing? Oh, there's music.
Are you talking about?
I'm now over on "Don't Ever Fret," a ballad, and it's the post that has you and your lady love drinking green juices.
Yes. That is a rap.
That's a rap. Can I play it?
Yeah, I put all the lyrics into the Suno app and just picked
fun. Okay, I'm gonna play it. You can get gas or something. 2 minutes. Give me like a thumbs up in the crowd if you hear it. Oh, I don't think you can hear it through my phone. I tried to do this before. Yeah, we're not going to be able to hear it. So we can at least look at this cute picture. They're so cute. All right. Well, we tried. We tried, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
Miles, how do you want to use the last minute of your time?
What's that?
How do you want to use the last minute of your time? Do you want to make up a gangster rap while you're at the gas station? Would you like to answer one last question? Would you like to decide what you would put on a billboard if everyone in California passed it and read it tomorrow?
Yeah, like maybe just that. It's
What would you put on a billboard?
It's a free thinker's world. Just that. It's a free thinker's world, and yeah, just to be slightly subtle, but also like telling people to get out there, call to action, be yourself. Yeah, intuitively ride the waves that come, and abstain from the ones that you don't feel like riding, and it's all your choice, and all these good things we know but don't put into practice. I think that's important, and I think I can leave with that on my 0.5% battery.
Okay. What would Pauline put on a billboard?
My favorite quote that I wrote was, "Be present because you're a beautiful gift to this world." And that really represents just you are enough. And have fun discovering yourself and trust in the process, because in the present moment you receive the gift.
Amazing. You guys are the power couple of TikTok. You got your green juices, your porn, your love. Okay, there's more feedback, so I'm going to end it. Thank you both for joining. Goodbye to Jules.
Thanks for having us.
And Miles,
yeah, thank you so much.
Favorite
thank
Leo.
you for putting it on, and
you are so welcome. Bye, guys.
With that healing love, have a beautiful, blessed night.
I can't wait for Friendsgiving.
Toodles.
Friendsgiving is on the way. Where we'll see you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the goodness.
Joining. All right.
Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you, Mac.
Bye.
Thank you, Kathy. And all